Hello, guys and gals. Me, Mutahar, and today we're going to talk about getting sued. Now, of course, I'm not getting sued, which is why I'm actually like really excited and giggly in the first place. If you're getting sued, it sucks. All right, and today's YouTubers are getting sued for about $1 billion. All right, no, you didn't just mishear that. One whole Billy, boys and girls. Now, of course, when it comes to sponsorships, generally my rule of thumb is if it's a product, okay, fine. But anytime people come at us with like, hey, you want to promote gambling? We'll give you $100,000 a month, a week to do it. Our general idea is no, 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 no. That is a very, very addictive vice. And there's a moral, ethical issue, but also, especially when it comes to cryptocurrencies, right? You think that I haven't had like, hey Muda, I got these crazy NFTs we could sell together. You think I haven't gotten those offers? Oh, I have. Oh, buddy, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of money. There's millions we've turned down over that, and that's because there's an ethical component, and then there's also an issue of getting sued and then being investigated by federal agencies, okay? If it's one thing I try not to do is get investigated by the fucking feds. But of course, that's not even where we're going to. We're actually going to stick with the lawsuit. Now, full clarity, full history sake here, you've probably heard of FTX, FTT, you've heard of Sam Bankman-Fried, you've heard of all of that kerfuffle. Well, unfortunately, it seems a few YouTubers who have apparently been alleged to promote those tokens and that product, allegedly for money, are being sued by a law firm. United States District Court, Southern District of Florida, Miami Division. Woo! Now, of course, if you notice the name here, this is Edwin Garrison, who's the person, the plaintiff, against the defendant, Sam Bankman-Fried. Now, this is an older lawsuit, one that typically had mentioned names like Tom Brady. Here you go, boys. Tom Brady over here. You know, one of the people promoting the actual product, allegedly in this case. I have to say allegedly a lot because of, obviously, lawsuits. But then, of course, the same lawyer seems to have filed a lawsuit today, or really yesterday, where Edwin Garrison was going up against Kevin Pefrath, Graham Stephan, Andre Jick, Jasprit Singh, Brian Young, Ben Armstrong, aka BitBoy, and then you've got Erica Kohlberg, and then, of course, the Creator Agency LLC, the alleged agency that was housing these people or handing out brand deals, which you'll find out in this entire lawsuit what they're alleging. So, of course, they're basically talking about how plaintiffs filed this complaint on behalf of themselves and all other similarly situated U.S. and non-U.S. FTX customers against defendants, basically influencers who promoted, assisted, and participated in FTX trading. So, of course, this is a pretty massive lawsuit, and if we go down over here, you'll notice that the more important things is who they're actually alleging it to. So, of course, they listed off some of the parties. So you got Edwin Garrison, and you got a few other individuals who are residents of, again, the United States who have had money put into it. But, of course, the defendants in this case are literally Kevin Pefrath, who is a YouTube star with 1.85 million followers. And of course, you've also got Graham Stephan, who is by far the largest creator in this entire list. And of course, Andre Jasprit, Brian LaFabra, Ben Armstrong. And of course, all these people are alleged, for instance, like BitBoy in this case, a YouTuber with more than 1.5 million subs, was paid to endorse FTX. Now, of course, these are all allegations, and that's what I want to just stress the furthest, okay? Now, their factual allegations are backgrounds on cryptocurrency litigations regarding the promotion of YBAs. Back in 2017, the SEC warned that if YBAs are found to be securities, persons who promote them may be liable under state and federal regulations for promoting an unregistered security and failing to properly disclose their payments and compensation. So again, the real important aspect is if some people have promoted FTT token or FTX, were they in fact being paid behind the scenes? That's something that obviously the people being sued are going to have to disprove. And obviously they should be able to disprove if they haven't been paid simply by showing their statements to any party or by showing their messages or lack of messages between these various organizations. Of course, they even talk more heavily about FTT token, like FTT token contributed to FTX's demise, which is basically one of their internal tokens. It's an investment contract per the Howey test, and we talked about the Howey test before, which the Howey test is used to establish if some of these coins, these altcoins, are effectively securities, which if they are, you can absolutely be put into some serious trouble just for promoting these all willy-nilly. FTT is an exchange token created by FTX that entitles holders to benefits on the FTX exchange. Such benefits include trading fee discounts, rebates, early access to token sales held on the platform. Exchange tokens can be very profitable for their issuers because the exchanges that issue them tend to keep a significant number of tokens for themselves, which they can pump in price through speeches, social media posts, and other announcements. And of course, FTT meets the Howey test because a token was controlled by FTX, the company could create or destroy FTT at will, and the value of FTT was based upon the success of FTX, therefore the efforts of other prongs of the Howey test is met. It is also clear the investors bought FTT because they thought it would go up in price. This is the same reason why most, if not all investors buy any given cryptocurrency, which is really true because anybody that's buying cryptocurrency in the first place isn't using it as a currency. Like nobody's going like, yeah, I'm going to buy that house with FTX token. They literally bought the token because it was worth $1 and their hope is it's going to be worth $2 a month from now. So they make 100% on what they had invested in. That's pretty much the fault with a lot of these cryptocurrencies, and not just cryptocurrencies, mostly the alternative shitty cryptocurrencies that are there just so that people can inflate them in price and make money selling them before the liquidity runs out. Now, of course, one of the interesting aspects is the reason why the influencers are targeted in this case is because of this specific section. While influencers' digital marketing is more expensive than other types of paid media, studies done on the subject show that the majority of marketing teams have found the return on investment, ROI, on influencer marketing to be higher than that of other forms of online growth tactics. According to a recent study, influencers marketing delivering an ROI of $6.5 for every dollar spent. It is far higher than the ROI of other forms of digital marketing. It's one of the reasons why your favorite YouTubers will get sponsorships, and in certain cases, it's why they deserve a lot more money for the sponsorships that they get. Simply because, yes, when your influencer promotes a product, it does far better than other forms of advertising. It's why it continues to happen. There's no reason why people wouldn't be pushing products through influencers if it wasn't working. You understand? They also talk about how more than a quarter of Gen Zers learn about finance from social media, which is true, mostly because a lot of Gen Z doesn't really rely on old forms of media. They're probably getting most of their news from like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, something on the internet of that nature, Instagram even. So again, it doesn't really shock me with influencers specifically that their audiences would be generally of a younger class. Then of course, the big allegation over here is most of the many famous finance and money social media influencers collaborated with FTX working under the umbrella of Defendant Creators Agency, a talent management firm for digital creators. Creator Agency touts its expansive reach, claims to have reached millions, including 2.94 billion YouTube views and 27 plus million YouTube subscribers. Though not all Creative Agency clients endorsed FTX, many of the talent it manages, including certain of the defendants, netted hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. So they're actually straight up arguing that some of these people, some of the actual people mentioned in this lawsuit, have allegedly made hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, which is insane. But given how cryptocurrency, promotions work, I don't know if the millions of dollars is necessarily true, but hundreds of thousands of dollars definitely can seem realistic in terms of how sponsorships work. I'm just speaking from my perspective. Obviously, everyone's contract for every brand deal is different, so it really is up to who's doing what. For their part, the defendants, so Kevin Pfrath, Graham Stephan, Tom Nash, who prior to the FTX collapse promoted FTX as a safe investment to their legion of followers, have now scrubbed their YouTube channels of all video clips endorsing FTX and praising Sam Bankman-Fried. So of course, it's interesting that they say that, but in this lawsuit, they should probably be providing like before and after screenshots of their YouTube channels to basically showcase if they had deleted their content. I'm not saying this to like defend somebody, especially given the fact that if we're going to get down to the brass tacks, this lawsuit seems incredibly identical to the same one with Tom Brady being mentioned. So I assume these are just class action complaints drawn up by this lawyer. Now, of course, going back to it, if this was realistic, I wish they'd provided, again, the screenshots, because generally when you're making allegations like this, you need to be peppering them with as much, information as you can. Now, of course, a lot of these finance channels, and no disrespect really, but I cannot trust any of these channels. And a lot of these channels really just, I don't see the appeal, maybe to somebody that's like getting into that grind, like Sigma mindset.
Alright, so today I'm talking about buying land in the metaverse. If you've
Don't do it. Why would you buy land in a virtual environment? How stupid are you? Oh man, I'm gonna buy a mansion in the middle of nowhere on www.meta.com. Wow, no. All right, just stop it. Who buys land in the metaverse? You sicko! One of the posts I found on r/cryptocurrency memes about our buddy BitBoy Crypto was when he talked about when he talked all that good shit about FTT. Just listen to this one real quick.
Let's talk about the secret token. FTT. FTT. That is the token of FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried. Everything this man touches turns to gold. I don't know. Moon FTT is potentially going to be one of the few coins I believe that could go up in the bear market.
Again, there's a lot of cuts in this little meme-tacular video, so I'm going to give BitBoy the credit and hopefully that he wasn't promoting something FTX related. He was talking about FTT, and as far as I understand, BitBoy is probably just talking about like his own personal investments. Again, I'm trying to be as charitable as I can, okay? I know that some people are like, man, just nail them to a cross. No, at the end of the day, when you're covering stuff like this and you're trying to be factual and objective, you have to give both sides of the story. You have to be as like reasonable as you can, okay? You don't want to make a story out of nothing. So again, if you're looking at just a quick cursory example of what this lawsuit is alleging to in regards to these influencers, it's probably statements like that, okay? Because even if you're not passing on financial advice, and as much as you write, this is not financial advice, you ultimately do influence the people around you. You influence the people that watch you. And sometimes people could listen to that and put a shit ton of their money into this token that obviously we all know the real ending to. It crashed, failed, and the people who put their money into it fucking lost it. Now, of course, we're going to kind of end it over here, ladies and gentlemen. This is a wild scenario indeed. And what's basically happened over here is they're requesting a jury trial, which we'll have to see how that goes. But of course, to come down into it, obviously this is a massive lawsuit. Do I think $1 billion is hella excessive for influencers? Yeah, I would say this is definitely in excess. I mean, even accounting for shit like treble damages, that's a lot of money that they're putting in. But then again, I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice, nor is it financial advice. This is just somebody that's been following this for so long. Finally seeing a lawsuit kicked up against the influencers is rather interesting to see. You know, influencers who promote like any financial token or anything financially related, ultimately you have to be really careful because you know, it's not just the government that you have to be afraid of. When you are potentially on that fine line of giving financial advice, you are facing lawsuits if you give the wrong advice. And it's not as simple as saying, anything I say isn't financial advice. It's just entertainment. Again, these lawsuits, they have to be taken to a courtroom to eventually be tried, which I guess the safest thing for anybody in the internet game is just never take these sponsorships to begin with. And again, even in this case, it's alleged that these sponsorships even happened in the first place. No YouTuber in this has been proven to take money behind the scenes from FTX. So of course, this is all going to have to be decided in a court. And I'm sure if the influencers are truly innocent, they'll have enough evidence to counter all of this. And that's just something we're going to have to see as the months go by. But again, when it comes to anything financially related on the internet, you want to be very careful and you want to be very tactical with how you do it, because it is the one quickest way to open litigation against yourself, not just criminally, but also civilly in this case too. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have $1 billion lawsuit. I'm going to go play some Diablo 3 and have a good time. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Just like if you dislike it. I am out.